to introduce two people who are going to present for Teacher of the Year. Can you come on up, Marcy and Dan? Thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
Art Nelson is about the most thoughtful person I know. I don't just mean that he thinks about other people's feelings. I mean, he does that too. But he thinks about everything. I mean, he really thinks about life and about what we do every day. Art is never on automatic pilot. Not only does Art give great consideration to what he teaches, but he puts a lot of effort into how he gets his message across. Has anyone ever seen him just lecture?
I'd like to pause for a moment and speak seriously about what I think is at the core of Art's teaching experience. This time of year, young adults all over America are listening to graduation speeches. Celebrities are urging them to follow their bliss and to make the world a better place. And we teachers go through a sort of graduation every June, whether it be from kindergarten, 6th grade, or senior year. We clean out our classrooms, we hand in our keys to Miss Sawyer, and we look forward to summer filled with friends and family. We recharge a little bit, and in September we do it all over again. Many teachers don't even think about the art of teaching during July and August, but Art is not like most teachers. This is one of the reasons we're honoring him tonight. Art is always thinking about teaching. He thinks about his lesson plans throughout the year, and like a true craftsperson, he's always tinkering with them. What kind of assessment should I create for this unit? What real-world skills do these students need to develop, and how can I model them without them even knowing it? How can I explain this concept so that each and every student will understand it better? And of course, how can I make learning enjoyable? This is the cornerstone of Art's classroom. His students are so immersed, enjoying themselves, that they often don't realize how much they are learning. As a teacher, Art is incredibly kind, extremely empathetic, wickedly funny, and wildly creative. As a colleague, he's always refining his craft. And this way, Art challenges us to think about our practice. As a friend, Art reminds us that friendship, family, and humor can help us get through just about anything.
Knowing that, and the fact that Art's list of contributions to Edgemont is endless, you will understand why we needed to enlist the help of some of our talented colleagues to sing his praises.
This is the less than serious side to Art.
Yeah.
You thought I was
tired. Maestro? Oh, he is the very model of the Edgemont Teacher of the Year.
He works so hard to help out all the students that we hold so dear.
He tries to lower all their stress and keep them off of drugs and sex.
And have them eating fruits and nuts instead of chicken wings and beer.
He tries to lower all their stress, keep them off of drugs and sex, and have them eating fruits and nuts
Instead of chicken wings and beer. He thinks about the government and education policy. He has ideas for Cuomo on the way things really ought to be. The carols are exciting when dear Art is there inciting them, and everybody thinks a lot when Art shares his philosophy.
The carols are exciting when dear Art is there inciting them, and everybody thinks a lot when Art shares his philosophy.
He reaches every kind of kid with projects and technology. His music tech and yearbook class make kids feel extraordinary. Musicians have a place to go since Art built them a studio. And by the way, the kids adore him in AP psychology. Musicians have a place to go since Art built them a studio. And by the way, the kids built them a place in AP psychology. So, thank you, Art, for all you've done for Edgemont over all these years, for greeting us at Building D and showing us we're welcome here, for all those pics and videos and senior class activios, and last of all, providing lonely Met fans with a little cheer. Pics and videos and senior class activios, and last of all, providing Met fans with a little cheer. He's the teacher of the year. Sorry. Could not resist a musical instrument. Thank you. I thought it was just Marcy was going to speak, but apparently not. The rest of these guys, that was terrific. Thanks to everybody that came out tonight on a Monday night, a school night, no less. And I've got a lot of pages. I have to cut some of this down. Oh, wait a minute. This is that APPR document. Of course, the APPR makes me think more about AARP. I started working at Edgemont about 18 years ago, and in 1994, I believe that's the year that Jed Chesterton was born. And I got to school in 94, and I drove up into the parking lot. I was looking for a parking spot, and I saw all this graffiti all over the road. And I was thinking, you know, being a Queens kid and going to a high school with 3,000 kids where graffiti was all over the walls, I said I felt really like I was at home at Edgemont. Actually, I thought it was a rehab facility. What did I just say? Little did I know that one day I would actually be part of the senior class tradition called road painting as a senior class advisor. The day I was hired to work at Edgemont, it was a one-year leave replacement for Eileen Smith. And I was working as a rep for an athletic footwear company at the time and decided to resign from my job and take the job at Edgemont immediately. It was the best decision that I ever made. And at the end of my first year at Edgemont, my wife Dawn was pregnant. She's over here. Big round of applause for my wife and my kids. So my wife was pregnant, and I was told that Eileen was returning the following year, and I would probably lose my job. She did not return in 1995, and I would go through the same process for 6 short years. Maggie Landau, the president of PTSA, asked Nancy and the Board of Ed to make my 6th year my tenure year, and they agreed, and I'm very thankful to them for that. Yes. There have been some funny bumps in the road for me at Edgemont, and as people know, and you know, as I hold court in the carols most days, I have lots of stories. But I've told this story before, and I don't know if it's all that funny, but it was a story that worried me a little bit. That I thought that this was not a good thing for a first or second year teacher to be involved with. And I'll give you the story. I can't remember if it was my first or second year, but it was 6th period, and I decided that I wanted to go out for a run. And so I put on my running shoes and I put on my shorts really, really quick, and I said, I'm going to go for 20 minutes. And I went into the Greenberg Nature Center, and I came back. And when I came back, there's this gigantic fire truck right in front of the phys ed building. Well, what had happened was is someone told me that in order to use the shower in the coach's room, you had to let the hot water run for a while. So I did that before I went out running. I let it run for a while, and I guess it created a lot of steam, and we had this new alarm system. So I'm standing there, and I'm sweating, and all the kids are outside, all the teachers are outside, and this very official-looking fireman comes out, and he's standing up against the truck, and I said, what happened? You know, and he said, he actually used the word idiot. He says, some idiot was was going to take a shower, taking a shower, they left the water on, and all the steam came out. And he goes, but don't worry about it. We found their wallet. So I said, oh, good. And so we said, yeah, we'll find out who it was in the shower. So I turned to him and I said, that would be me. And then, you know, the day went on. So we're out there for a long time. We're out there 6th period and 7th period, we're into 7th period. The kids are outside, everyone's outside. This is the longest fire drill, you know, fire event break ever, you know, in my 18 years there. So at the end of the day, actually I go back to my classroom and the kids said to me, the kids in my class said, what happened? You know, midway through 7th period, and I said, I don't know, I think Cindy Muller was using the popcorn machine in the gym. And the next day I told them the truth. But the end of the day comes and I'm walking out and then Principal Bill Smith is outside of his office and he kind of, you know, catches my eye and I say, hey Bill, how are you? And I stop, I talk to him a little bit and he says, you know, he starts talking about this fire thing and he goes, can you believe some knucklehead put the shower on and left and all this stuff? And I said, that knucklehead would be me. And that was my, you know, that was my 1st or 2nd year and I really worried that things were not going to be good for me. I have other stories about, you know, I brought my bunny to school. Yeah, we didn't have kids at the time, we just had bunnies. I brought my bunny to school. Yeah, you know, they were like our children, minus the worry about sending them to college in the future. But I brought the bunnies, and one of the kids in my class, 7th grader, took the bunny and put it up to his chest and was cuddling it. And at the end of the period, Ann Dunkel gave me a call and said, this kid's having a severe allergic reaction. And I thought, yeah, this will be my last year here. And she said, I thought you were a health teacher. I said, I am, but I don't know a lot about bunnies. So I'm truly honored to be the Teacher of the Year. I really am. Edgemont is a very special place, and I'm fortunate to be surrounded by so many great people that I've learned so much from. And I'm going to make that mistake of kind of singling out certain people, but to be honest with you, I've learned something from everyone at the school, literally everyone. But I'm going to talk about some people who are special to me. Liz Scott and Louise Kuklis for showing me what charity is. They're two of the most compassionate human beings I've ever met. And they're also great listeners and just great friends. Peg Fist for keeping me laughing with her wit, her sarcasm, her intelligence, and her brutal honesty. She told me when I was doing stuff wrong. Dan Shuckett for being a great friend. Some will say that we are in a bromance, and I really do love Dan, so I really, kids talk about us all the time. We're at lunch in the middle of campus. Rob Calabro for his intellect and belief that we can all work together to teach in a way that benefits kids. Nancy, Barry, Devin, the administrators for giving me the freedom to take chances in the classroom, which I've always appreciated. Mary Mikewood for showing us that helping others is the key to a long, healthy, and happy life. Tim Haas for teaching me to take lots of chances. Tim had a number of phrases, most of which I can't repeat because my kids are in the room. But go big or stay home kind of resonates with me. And Darren Hawks and Kerry Hirsch, who are two of the many young teachers that ensure that the future of this district will be bright, Darren and Kerry. Members of the teacher band 9th period for sharing one of the great joys in life with me, which is playing music. I want to thank my wife and my kids for putting up with me in terms of these sort of, you know, as I think Kathleen was talking about this before, you know, so many of us work late nights, we work on weekends. A lot of times my kids had to see that I wasn't available for them because I was at some school event, and, excuse me. I think that they know, my kids know, my wife know that I actually do have another family of about 900 kids that reside at 200 White Oak Lane. It took me a number of years to figure out that a good day in a classroom is one in which students take an active role in the learning, where they collaborate, discuss, find answers to questions, and solve problems. At the end of the day, if I have said little, but asked good questions, and the kids have said and done a lot, I believe this is a great day. The back wall of my room, D1, is covered with photos of kids taking part in many of the activities that Edgemont offers. I look at the photos every day and realize how fun it is to work at Edgemont and the joy that I have experienced. It reminds me that we work with kids and that learning can and should be fun. I feel very fortunate to have spent most of my career at Edgemont, and I really thank you for this honor.